Oh, it started already. Right, so whenever that happens, it's never for no reason. I think I don't know what it is. It's maybe like just saying like you're not doing it quick enough or something. But basically, to put you in the picture, I've just set the phone up, right, and I was just shuffling the cards and getting ready, and it's just started. So I've opened up the way I usually do. So, but what that says to me is whenever it does that on the shorts or on here. By the way, this is actually meant to be up here, but like it just makes it look like I haven't got a neck. So I've decided I like it better like that. Well, I can feel like I've breathed like that. So anyway, I'm just sort of saying. And my hair's frizzy because it's pushing my rain. So, um, yeah, when the camera just starts like that in the shorts or the video, I always feel it's a sign that something's just gonna start. Like something's just gonna happen. Something's gonna happen suddenly. You're not gonna again. I don't want to be one of these people in here saying you're not gonna see it coming, but you're not gonna see it coming. Now, I mean, love absolutely because this channel's about true love, not just love, and it's about self-love, inner union, and the outer union. But because you can't actually get the true physical union, a lasting one, unless you get the inner union, basically. You might have it fleetingly. Those of you out there, I know that when you have contracted in there, but it won't be lasting because you'll keep triggering each other and blowing each other, away from it. It's like and not blowing each other away in the good way, like, oh my god, this person's so amazing. I mean, like, like, you mean it's like a bolts of electricity, or kind of like, it's reminding. Do you know what? See, as I'm saying this, my head's like right here. There's so much pressure. This is actually, I mean, I was going to film it anyway, but I think I'm going to mix this in with a bit of healing. Because basically, I don't get migraines and I don't get headaches. So I feel they're basically trying to tell me, like, generally speaking, whenever basically whenever I've got a headache, my my feeling on it, and I always just tap and get still, is that basically I'm picking up on one of yous, or quite a few of you going through the same thing. And I do know I have been talking to someone through email, one of yous that does experience migraines, so it could be that, but we'll see. We'll see, because if she watches this, and she might be like, well, I think that was me. But it might be that it's a few of you. But anyway, what I feel they're trying to tell me, as well as it probably being one of yous, is it's psychic attacks really high just now. Like I'm just, I'm getting all the signs and synchronicities. It's just the psychic attack. Oh yeah. Wow. This was right, I'm gonna get the sage. This was the day. See, that blows my mind because I filmed them over a week ago now. But it is interesting how my shorts do link up with the actual day. I don't know if I think it was for actually today. I'm pretty sure it was. Even if it wasn't, they're timeless. But that's the one that I titled something about protect your energy. And I particularly honed in on your solar plexus, which is your stomach, if you're not familiar with the chakras. Because basically your stomach, your solar plexus, is the control centre of the chakras. It's got drawn to 333 there as well. And that's actually when I posted that beautiful picture of the Northern Lights. So thank you, Lexi, for sending that. I'd asked if I could share it with everyone because it's absolutely beautiful. It's magical. I was like, I emailed her back. I was like, oh my god, home. Do you know what I mean? It just reminds me of home. But yeah, totally amazing. But yeah, my head's thumping right now, and it's weird because it's been like when I was uptown, it was like that a little bit as well, but not as bad. And now it's like, it's actually coming on really bad. So I'm just gonna pause this. I've just sat down. Oh, for fuck, are you kidding me? Oh my god. Again, this is. Oh no, I'll have to get the. It's worse than what I thought. I shouldn't have fucking done that. It's not a big deal because I'll just get the Hoover is right there, so I'll Hoover after. But it's just annoying because I just hoovered all this yesterday, the couch and the floor, and fuck's sake. Anyway, my nieces are staying. Well, it's like in a week or something. That isn't a week. I would need to do, but anyway. But yeah. So I'll put that up there. The fact that I just spilled all the wee bits of sage all over the couch again there, and all over me, all over my white jumper. But anyway, that's That's me. Yeah, that's symbolic of like tower moments, you know, because it's just minor annoyances, but it is annoying, and I just nearly knocked it over again. So let's light the sage before we do anything else. But yeah, that is amazing me actually, because like I say all the time, it is just God and the guide speaking through me. Like, you know, it was just giving us a warning. So if you really do resonate with my messages and you're seeing this, I'll try and make this short so I can just upload it and I won't bother watching it back. Protect your energy. You know what I mean? Like really, really protect your energy right now, because it's. I don't know if it. I'm gonna shuffle these. I'm wondering if it's got something to do with this storm. What is it? Storm Milton or something? And you know what I mean? Just anyway, I'm not gonna say too much in it. But what I will say is 555 big changes. When I was saying about that song and the lines, you know, when whatever, it's a nice wee song about clarity, which I was linking to, you know, people awakening right now, divine masculines, male and female, having clarity about all things in their life, but definitely about the twin flame connection. For those that hadn't already clicked, because like I said, loads of people have known that they're that, but they had other fears and blocks in the way. But some people didn't, and there was confusion. There was that could even be what this is about too, you know. It's like my head feels like it's about to explode, so that could be like symbolic or somebody. So I'm just gonna keep doing this because it is actually lifting when I'm doing this, because again it doesn't it does. What I was gonna say, it doesn't surprise me because sage works, but actually it does every time I do it. That, you know, don't leave yourself helpless. Like, you know, if you ever you're in pain, come and watch one of the replays of one of these, or, you know, go and find anyone that you feel relieves pain, whether it's someone's voice or a healer, or, you know, or just like healing frequencies as well. I like to listen to, but that is already lifting. So yeah, I'm praying that anybody that is experiencing, because basically that's what I mean. It's all the things I'm saying. It's all the wee bits and bobs of it. When you are getting psychically attacked, it would come through like that, like a migraine or a headache, and they're actually just reminding me of when I was clearing psychic attack from someone last week. You know, I mean, that, like, yeah, like the headaches were coming on there, and it's basically, it is, you know, it's, although when people get a headache, like, you know, it can be for all different sorts of reasons. You're like, oh, I just get migraines all the time, or I get a headache because of this, or I haven't drank enough water, because it can be practical things too, because I'm balanced with my masculine feminine in that way. I don't always just like, oh, it's this, it's that. But at the same time, I strongly believe whenever you have anything physical, mental, you know, anything like that going on, unless, you know, it's other things that you know about, like, so say for instance, if you have got things like, well, I've just used the example of me with that, like ADHD, dyslexia, dyspraxia, all these kind of things, and you know that, like, right, these are the kind of things that go alongside it, then you know why you're like that. But even at that, I don't like surrender to like, oh, I'm like that, so I'll just fucking, like, you know, live with it and not doing about it. I make sure I get fresh air or walk by the sea. You know, like I try to eat right most of the time. I'm not perfect, you know. You hear when I'm like, fuck it, I'm having, like today I done it actually, because me and my mum were having breakfast, and I was like, do I have the cappuccino or do I not? But then you see, like, it could even be that. I could be like, oh, maybe that's me, maybe the headache's coming from me having the coffee. You know what I mean? Because I hadn't had the coffee for a week. It could even be that. It could be all these things. And maybe it's like a sign for one of you, because that card's still kicking about that says detox from organic, whatever. It says something about detox, and do you know what I mean? But yeah, I know that, like I said, I'm properly starting my proper detox everything, and I'll stick to it, because I always do. I'll stick to it. From, you know, when it's more into Scorpio season, when it suits like where my chart is, and I just basically know I'll be able to stick to it. And also because I said, like, look, I'm very much right now winding down for a bit of a break, a bit of a holiday, because I really, really need it. So you need a wee bit of chocolate and a wee treat here and there, do you know what I mean? arrest. But whatever it is, it can be witchcraft too. Do you know what I mean? Witchcraft, black magic, spell work. It can be people gossiping, slandering. Any of us. Maybe because it's so bad that it's specifically me. Laugh. Transmute. Seriously though, laughter. I think they're getting me set. Laughter transmutes the negativity. But yeah, I think I said that because I saw the Ace of Diamonds on the ground, which looks like it's the Ace of Pentacles. There could be, you know, if you read what it's, I mean, you could Google it, it'll probably give you different definitions, but it was saying, you know, a windfall of money, sudden abundance, you know, so that could be going on for people. I hope it is. I pray it is, that we're, especially those of you that you've put in the work for 11/11, maybe there's something around 11/11, especially if you've been working hard and you deserve that to come in. I pray for that to come in for you. And also, yeah, whatever's been held back from you, divine inheritance, especially for twin flames, your divine inheritance, we're all due what's been held back from us. So if you've got a lot of stagnancy and blocks and just things just seem to get in the way, your finances, 1144 and all that kind of stuff, again, it can be people doing jiggery, pokery, fuckery on you, you know what I mean? So, anyway. Oh, that's going crazy. I didn't get a very good sleep last night too. That's why I posted whatever just before 3 in the morning or something, wasn't it? And then I've had to get up early. Oh, there's my water. Yeah, I'm more feeling this is world stuff. That, oh look, the phone just fell. Oh, and I looked at 1, 2, 3, 4 go time. Steps to success, that means to me as well. Oh, I'm doing very well here. Should I go for a nap? I've got too much to do before I go for a nap for a couple of weeks, so they're pulling me to the futures in your hands. Yeah, I feel this is world stuff I'm feeling. So basically it's a mixture of all of it. If you want to claim any of it, you know, be my guest. Leave a comment. But all I know is this will help whoever it needs to, like the last time. And I pray that whoever needs whatever's in this will find it. And I will release the one, I put the one on the membership last night, which I titled Clearing Entities. Well, actually, yeah, I titled that Clearing Entities and Psychic Attack. Something like that, which I done, I don't even know what day that was, to be honest. The same day, wait a minute, what day was that? Is that Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. But yeah, no, it was just quite interesting because Tina had left, Elaine, I caught myself, had left a comment, and I replied, and then right after I was like, wait a minute, that was when I done that cleaning, but that used to happen with somebody else all the time too. I mean, it happens with quite a few of you, to be honest, like, because there's another person I can think of through email, whatever it is, she's experienced like a headache or whatever going on. I'm like, wait a minute, that's so weird because I've just done a video to heal that. But it's because it's a telepathy. But yeah, no, specifically the wording that Elaine had used was, it's just so weird that I titled that like at the weekend and then I decided not to publish it. And I think you'll probably be able to see why when I put it up. It was because I don't know that I'll always do that again because I'm experimenting. I'm an open channel, so I do just go with the flow, and I'm just wanting to do more of the ones where it is about more of the healing and the clearing like this. Although I just like to stress, every single video I do when I'm using cards, I'm always clearing and healing and praying. But not everybody is going to understand that if you're new to this, and I get sick of saying it all the time. So again, I think when I'm just sort of doing things without bringing the cards into it, it changes up the energy a bit. But I did use I'm looking at them now, I'm like, I'm not fucking using them today. But I did use the kind of, you know, the true emotional and the what's the tea cards, and it was some quite heavy stuff, which will be relevant to people. So I'm praying for anyone in these situations, either trauma from past situations or present, or, you know, that's why they need to go out, because it's important, because it can be omens for people. But it was pretty heavy, dramatic situations. I don't know, and for whatever reason I didn't put it out in real time, but because it was so, like, it was so in line with what Elena commented, I've put it on the membership, and then and then I'll put it on here. I don't know. They'll guide me when to release it. So because the clearing bit, like I smudged for a bit, and then I done the Palo Santo, and I done the rattle, and I've done I was guided to do quite a few things. So and I timestamped it. So if you don't want to watch, like if you want to watch that, you know, if you want to go back to them, if it helped you, you know, if you like the activations and that, then you can just watch those bits, and you don't need to see all the dramatic bits of the story that aren't yours, basically. Or even if they are yours, you know, it wouldn't be. I don't think it wouldn't be wise to keep watching that bit over and over again. So don't. So what I would say is, don't watch when I publish that. I would advise you not to watch that one and fall asleep, because I just don't think, you know, just because your subconscious mind is so powerful. It's like, kind of like I say this when I'm guided to, but. And I try to remind myself that it's not wise to fall asleep, like listening to tarot readings or things like that, if you're not sure what is going to be said. And I mean, let's face it, none of us are sure what's going to be said or what way it's going to turn. So unless you've got a pretty good idea that it's quite light and I don't know, just like soothing, and it's not wise to listen. Okay, people will ignore me when I'm saying that, but I'm just sort of saying, just because like some things can go pretty dark, and it could affect, you know, it could affect your dreams, and you could make you have a nightmare and stuff like that. So I think I'm saying that because it might apply to like those of you that have got certain transits going on. Like, so actually, yeah, they're probably reminding me that that would definitely be the case. If, you know, if the sun or the moon is going through your 12th house, because that is dreams, nightmares, your deepest fears. It's your deepest fears and it's your deepest desires. You know, it's why people do go into fight or flight. You want something so much, but you're so scared of losing it that it's much easier to just run, you know, like, because it's like, what if I try and it goes wrong? Like, that'll, like, people just don't even want to face what that would be like until you heal that. You can heal that, but that's what I'm here to help you with, guys. Right. So, oh right, these fell right. Oh god, I'm a bit worried to use these. So, like I said, this one wasn't meant to be just a healing. This was meant to be just a video for today, and I was gonna do the light and shadow card, and I can't. Oh my god, I totally can't see me sitting doing. I'll do some of the ones today for next week when I don't want to be filming. Yeah, I'll see how I go. Oh my god, I gotta do that. It's definitely cozy weather today. So yeah, let's just go with this. But yeah, I'm kind of scared to use these cards because I'm thinking, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the fault line comes out, especially because what was it my mum was saying, like, Oh yeah, it was when I was talking about the weather and stuff, and I was like, honestly, I actually don't know. I have the utmost respect for those of you that live in like places like Florida and that, because I couldn't, like, I would be on edge, like, because it's like, you know what I mean, although this is like, you know, again, if you're seeing what is being said, like, you know, this is looking like this is a big storm. um and it's quite interesting because right before I came to film this, I've already saw 2 videos where basically people are like, it's not natural, which it's, yeah, I think if you know, you know, you know what I mean. That's not, I don't like the C word round here, conspiracy. That's not, it's, anyway. But all the same, it's what, you know, it's whatever. It's like praying for everyone to be safe and have what they need, because there's already like the destruction that's already been caused by the last one. Helene, is it Saint Helena or Helen or something? It was, yeah, I know I know lots of people that have been affected by that, so I'm but just basically praying for everywhere all over the world that is in need, and that's a lot of places. But yeah, the fault line. When I was saying that, my mum said something like, "Oh, it's because it's on a fault line." I was like, "Oh, that's." I was like, "What does that mean again?" And then I was like, "That's in one of my card decks." And it's one with a big character, because obviously, like, my mum was saying what it means, and I can't repeat it. But I mean, I knew roughly, but to me, that always means like the splitting of the air, like, you know, like as in new earth, old earth, and that's what I think I'm feeling as well. It's like, well, I don't think I'm feeling it. I feel I'm feeling it, because that's important to correct yourself when you don't go your head. What are you feeling? Like my clairsentience. Oh, and that's what I said on the shorts too. Like my clear feeling is telling me I'm feeling the energetic weather. And again, the weather is a bit blustery out there, but it's nothing compared to what is going on in other places in the world. It's like, and then also we go into a Capricorn moon tomorrow, and that is like, that can feel like the weight of the world. That can feel, because the opposite sign to Capricorn is Cancer, and I always feel like Cancer moon in particular feels the weight of the world, but Capricorn's like opposite Cancer, and then at some point that'll be towards the end of it. So what day is tomorrow? Tomorrow Wednesday. So say like probably towards the end of Thursday or something, the moon's going to be up with Pluto, so that'll be like penetrating truths, possibly on the world stage. I don't know what that means either, guys. That could be, on the plus side, that could also be money things. That could be Capricorn's money, success. Like there could be money stuff coming with the signs of saw today. But also it could be like dark truths about money coming to light. Actually, I did already see something like that in the local news today. Just, I won't go into the ins and outs, that kind of thing, but it was just like justice, you know, where someone's just done a disgusting, despicable thing to be ashamed of, like, but you know, things that, when things involve like robbing from a good cause, it's like, you know, pretty much the lowest of the low. If you think different, then, you know, whatever, but I mean, fuck's sake, you know what I mean? And sadly, I've heard of that too many times. Like, I mean, it's totally anonymous, but I know somebody that happened to once. And it's like, trying to actually get your head around that somebody could be that evil is like, at the time I was like, am I getting this right? Like, you know, surely. And it was like, nope, yeah, that's really what happened. And I was like, what the fuck? And yeah, so God, I'm praying to God, I hope nothing like that's been happening to anybody tuning into this, but I did just see a wee shorts about something like that. Right. What do we need from this then? It's the fault line or storm. Oh my god, that'd be really creepy if that came up. Give me one that I can read from the book as well. Tell us something about... So again, I'm filming this on the 8th of October 2024. So... But it can be timeless. Ooh, what's on the bottom? Ooh. 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 That again. Oh shit. Right. So, first of all, the one that fell, Eros. Now, Eros is about... It talks about... I might not read that one because I read it before and I generally know. It is about, like, desire. And look, I did speak about that. It's about desire, but it's about, like, the desire to merge with another as well. Actually. But you know what I mean? This is, like, about sacred union. Like, that's what that's about. Yeah, so that's that. And then... Oh, fuck, wait a minute. I'm going to put them in my lap because they'll fall over. Then we've got the Destroyer. So to me, this card always reminds me of, like, the masculine energies, right? The male or the female that are, like, battling, destroying their way through to get to the union, whether they know it or not. Like, even those of you that have been, like, confused about who this person is, who your twin flame is to you, like, who, whatever the fucking hell you've been calling the person, but you know what I'm saying, like, oh, this person from my past, or this person I met once, or whatever, you know, what all the situations people are in. It's like, whether you know it or not, you've been, like, battling to get to this union, the other half of your soul. But also in the wee middle there, like, see, it looks very galactic, and then that's interesting that I just shared the picture of the Northern Lights. But also it's like, looks like a wolf's eyes as well. So I'm going to read that card. But then behind it, we've got the mask. So that's kind of saying to me that it's like, look, somebody that's been wearing a mask in the Matrix is dropping it, but then it gets complicated because behind that is the Queen, and more often than not, unless when the Queen and the King card come out, sometimes it's divine femme, divine masculine, but most of the time to me that is like a it feels like a mother type figure, or like a karmic partner or something, you know, that's like, you know, like, oh, I'm the queen, everybody must see to me, and, you know, just basically somebody that's not very, you know, doesn't say please and thank you, you know, go and do this, do that, blah, 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 you know, that kind of, like, I don't know why, you know, but that's just my me language with it. But it's like, it could be like, you know, there's been some kind of uppity queen wearing a mask, and the mask has fallen, and that's why I was like, oh, that's interesting, because that was like the exact same order and pretty much the exact same thing I said like yesterday or the day before, so that's weird. And then that's the notebook card, and then look, that's also got like a galactic portal-y kind of thing there too, so it's like, you know, there's the blue one there and the pink one there, and that almost is reminding me like divine feminine, divine masculine. It's reminding me like light beings as well, like Palladians, kind of Arcturian, you know, like, again, because if you've watched me for like the past 10 years, you'll know, like, I don't, you know, unless it just comes out of my mouth like that, I don't, like, it's actually, like, on that video, I actually titled it, like, Lemurian, Andromedan Shaman, you know what I mean, like, that's just what popped into my mind when I was writing it, because I am those things, but I'm also, like, connected to all these other energies that it wouldn't fit the title. But it must be because, like, that's going to help the people that need to find it. But yeah, this is about, like, someone wants to follow their heart, and oh yeah, right, someone wants to follow their heart, and they're seeing through someone that's been wearing a mask. So, like, you know, you'll know whether that is, like, what female energy that is in your life. Yeah, the Destroyer, right? So let's read the Destroyer though. The Judge, yeah, people are under judgment, and again, it's the people that have kept the masculines away from the mother. So I just stopped at the mother. So that's what that card means. But I think they're just telling you it is that for at least one person. Even if that, it'll be for like one person, and then it'll be like someone's karmic current for some, and then it'll be someone's karmic X for others, and there'll be somebody else, you know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. The Destroyer. Who is it? Destroyer is hiding. Maybe this means something. Like the Destroyer is in hermit mode. No, maybe it does. Yeah, I found it. It does mean something. Like whoever's connecting with that. Yeah, because now that I've opened it up at empty room. Whoever's connecting with this, you've been in hermit mode or you're in hermit mode now. Because remember, that's why I keep saying, like I'm not taking it personally that people are a bit quiet, that some that aren't, like, you know, usually, or whatever usually is, because, like, you know, the energy changes, because I know that many people are in a dark night of the soul and you do need to spend a lot of time alone. But sometimes it is just, you know, energy's changed and you know, new people come in and stuff. But as long as you can work with the fact that I sound like mega pissed off as I'm filming this, but it's what I'm channeling. It's like there's a really uneasy feeling along with this headache and lack of sleep. I'm tempted to have a nap, but I'm just going to power through and get stuff done so that I can just have an early night. That's what will be better for me. But swift and precise blows that redirect our life. Oh, that feels like a tower moment. When dark, self-destruction, negativity, unwillingness to rebuild. Yeah. This feels like those of you, I'm going to say those of you, because like I said, my messages mainly are for masculine energy. And even if this is a feminine masculine side, this message is for those of you that it feels like you've tried to avoid disaster, or you've tried to avoid tower moments. Again, if you don't know, if you're not aware, the tower card in the tarot is something that breaks down a faulty foundation, but the tower changes what wasn't built to last anyway. Like it was built on shaky grounds, and it's coming to destroy the Destroyer, to rebuild better. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like if you're living a bit of a lie and you're wearing a mask. All right, now you've put in the puzzle pieces together, then a tower moment will hit at some point. And it could be several towers, one after the other, 33 minutes, come to Jesus moment, you know, to get your attention. So that you've got no choice. I'm going to read this. The savage, the unexpected, the rejected. Yeah, so there's, did I not start saying this at the start of this video? You don't see this coming or something. It's like, so it's like unexpected windfalls, unexpected communication, unexpected success, unexpected, what else could it be? Surprises, you know, good, bad, or indifferent. The Destroyer, the final of the three archetypes in the trio of existence, has necessary yet painful work to do in the world. Yeah, so that is the masculine. Culturally, we have an aversion to endings, and we hang on to permanence as a signifier of success. Yet the Destroyer pulls the rug out from underneath relationships, jobs, homes, and all forms of security. But you see that I'm not liking that, because I was talking about the weather too, because unfortunately I've already seen that. I'm sure you have as well, or it depends how many sort of people you tune into, but like, you know, it is devastating when you see what the weather, like, you know, whether it's natural or, you know, fucked with, has done to people's homes. Is it like their lives, you know what I mean, their livelihoods. It's like, you know what I mean? So just basically, you know, be grateful if you are safe, and you know what I mean, and you've got you know, you've got food and you've got shelter and you're, you know, because it's like some people are like fighting for their lives out there and like losing their homes. So it's all part of us. Wait a minute. It's the part of us that wants things to end. Its painful orientation is to uncover our true purpose. But you see, in the case of the masculine, getting back to this, but just, I'm saying because I am keeping everyone in my prayers that are going through, yeah, right, yeah. See, now that's about the actual masculine. If you were, like, if you were still hiding who you really are, like the tower moments are coming to shake shit up, because it's to uncover your true purpose. The destroyer does not let us linger long in the comforts, as it knows not much happens in that realm. With its piercing eyes, it sets out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. Oh, wait a minute. It seeks out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. In the old myths, this is the moment when heads begin to roll, the ground opens up. Oh my god. And castles crumble. Hold on for the ride, the destroyer has arrived. Okay, so that puts things in a bit more perspective with, yeah. What did that last bit say? Oh, I don't want to read it again. We heard what the ground opens up and castles crumble. It's even weird that I was taking pictures of the castle earlier. Like, you know, I mean, the fact that I don't go up. Like, I can easily not be up the time when I live for like 3-4 months. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I used to, but I just, yeah, in recent years, I just don't really tend to. I mean, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Nah, probably like, I probably am uptown at least once every 3 months, because I go to visit my best pal and I have to go uptown to go and see her basically, because she lives further away. So I don't have to get the train. I could get a bus, like a coach or something, but I always just choose to get the train. See, it's like a wee day trip, getting a wee coffee and a wee baked roll, and you know, trip. But that's my wee mini holiday. But yeah, that's what I'm saying about that song, having words like that too. So just let's keep everyone in our prayers. Yeah, let's keep everyone in our prayers for any of these places that are being affected. God, even that. Hold on for the ride, the destroyer has arrived. Fucking hell. Right, okay, I'm not reading any more of these. They're just like, so, I mean, I love these cards. They do. It's like, whether it's me using them in general readings or whenever I've had personal readings, yeah, they're so scarily, like, on point for painting a picture. Anyway, because I saw the rose, so if you want to see any of now, if you find this way in the future, you'll probably not be able to find it, I'm not gonna lie, and I can't even bother putting a link. If I remember to, when I'm watching this back at some point, I will, or if I can be arsed, basically. So I'm not even gonna lie, it's not if I remember to, it's just if I can be arsed. But if you're watching this around the time when I filmed it, if you go and look at the community tab, you'll see the pictures that I took today. But there was one single rose, you know, there was no other flowers, and there was one single rose. So I showed you the picture, you can see that so it did remind me of Mary Magdalene energy. So my voice is cracking there too, so that could be about you not being able to find the words, or somebody around you. What have we got from the Mary Magdalene deck? Clear vision. I've got chills. The reason I've got chills is because, right, it's not just because of the channel's name. And well, my name, because Claire means clear, you know what I mean? That's why it's called this, obviously. It's the fact that I just noticed that that song that I've been talking about, that, you know, because it's a nice wee one about, you know, because basically the whole song is about when things are happening in the world, shaking up. That basically, yeah, it feels like apocalypse vibes. I'm not going to lie. There is a card in that deck called Apocalypse. So that was the one I thought might come out. Storm, Apocalypse, or the Fault Line. Um, but it's like, you know, it reminds me of that other song that's like, if the world was ending, you'd come over, right? You know what I mean? It's like when you can feel that like there's shit going on in the world, and you want to be with the people that mean the most to you and the people that you feel the safest with. It's that song is like someone saying like, when the world, you know, when the world was crumbling, it was you, it was you, it was you, you know, because I only heard it the other day, but it's something like that, you know what I mean? That someone is all they can think about is somebody they care about. Because that's the thing, if you were in one of these places where shit was really kicking off like that, and you know what I mean, who knows how bad it was going to get, like, you know, it would be like things have to get really bad sometimes to actually show you, like, you know, in extreme cases, if you only had like 24 hours to live, like, you know, what would you do, kind of thing. But some people might go the other way with that, but like, well, I fucking didn't do anything about the rest of the time, so I'm just going to fucking leave it. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know, you know what I mean? Some people might go the other way, but like, oh my god, I need to go and tell the person I love that I've held my feelings back for so long. I need to go and tell them I love, you know what I mean? Not everyone goes that way, do they? sorry to be a realist about it, but Magdalena, clear vision. So it was quite funny when I held up that card and I was wearing something that looked similar to that thing. But it's the blue eyes and the dark hair. Right, so 32. Oh, look. Wow, that's interesting. I wrote about unconditional love in that post quite a lot, and I've just opened the book at Unconditional Love. Move beyond fear. Adapting to a new situation is challenging but necessary. Your old paradigm is breaking down. Move forward and make a fresh start. That's what this is about as well. The old paradigm's breaking down and it's time to move forward for a fresh start. And unfortunately, that is talking about the world too. That is, I mean, though I don't even want to insult the intelligence of people tuning into me, because I know that I attract other healers, old souls, shamans, whatever you know, whatever different energies you connect with calling yourself. But what I mean is, like, I can sometimes watch people where they forget that they're talking to people that have also got a lot of experience. And so basically what I'm meaning is, like, you know, I'm not wanting to insult anyone's intelligence, because I know that a lot of you know, like I know, that we're in a time of cleansing right now. The planet is being cleansed of darkness, and unfortunately in this purge and cleansing of darkness, the destroyer coming along, it is going to mean that innocent people get caught up in the cleansing. Whether you see it as Mother Earth, divine feminine energies angry and cleansing the planet, or, you know, it's not all of that, because some of it is basically engineered as from more sort of evil, sinister places. But it's the clear vision, the truth is coming to light, Jill. So this is like really what I'm saying right now. It's more bringing in more world messages, because but this is the thing. This is what I've been saying the whole time. Twin flames are a part of this, like twin flames coming together in unity, being strong, you know, whether you want to call it a power couple or just basically like two people that have each other's back, that can be a pillar of strength to one another. And then you can basically be a pillar of strength to your community, like, you know, whether that is online or in person or however you do it, or, you know, and it's two heads are better than one kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's when there's that connection. Be discerning. Use your innate psychic ability to help you understand the people and situations in your life. Don't be afraid to walk away from what doesn't serve you now. Cherish those whom you resonate. I mean, even the fact that, like, look, that's not a coincidence that that card is called Clear Vision. and it's the Mary Magdalene deck, and that is that or is that not what I help people do? You know what I mean? And you even see that, like, you know, people that know me really well, it does still get uncomfortable. Like, I'm used to it, but it gets uncomfortable because it can, you know, for people that don't understand, um, well, it's what I mean is like a lot of people are caught up in so much like codependency and like toxic ways of thinking and limiting beliefs, which again is like witchcraft, spell work, black magic. It's all the same, but you know what I mean. It's just depends which way you look at it. Like what I mean is like just from upbringing, like you could just that's the way it's always been done. Like that's what generational curse is too. But that's why I always say, like, you know, we're the generational curse breakers. If you don't change it, who's going to change it? You know what I mean? Like, do you want the children in your life, either your children or children close around you, or any children? Because I mean, I would hope we all love children. You know what I mean? Like growing up, like with the same, you know, things that didn't help you. Like, no, you know, you want to change the system, and that's what I'm here to do, and I know that that's what a lot of you are here to do. But nothing ever changes if you don't say anything, and so basically that's what I mean. That's why I'm a destroyer in that way. Like I rock the boat because if people come to me for help and I don't go to others, it depends if you look at like, yeah, basically I don't go to others like to be like, oh, you know, like you need my help or whatever. But it's very occasionally, because I'm being honest with you, it's very occasionally if I bump into people in person or online and it's like they're talking about something that is exactly what I help people. Like, so for instance, if I meet somebody start talking about twin flames online or offline, not even online to be honest, because I do bump into people online and I don't always say it. It just really depends on whether it's, I don't know, it depends on whether it's appropriate or not. It really just depends. But I just always trust, you know, people will find you if they're meant to, basically. And I don't if you let's face it, not everyone would do business like that, but that it does work for me in that way. But it's kind of like it's a bit like, right, what I'm trying to say is there's loads of channels on here where it's clear to see, clear vision, that half the people in the comments aren't even on the twin flame journey because of the way they're talking about whoever they seem to think is their twin flame, like basically not very nicely. Because when you're a true divine feminine, you know what I mean? You just wouldn't do that. You wouldn't be bashing your own masculine in the comments. Like, even if you did have plenty to say, do you know what I mean? You wouldn't be doing that because it's basically, and you're bashing yourself. That is your own energy. So you know what I mean? Those people need more healing. So like I said, that's either people that I think have most of them. When I can't generalize, you know what I'm saying? Like most of the comments like that, they aren't on the twin flame journey. They've just got caught up with the idea of romance and whatever. And but some of them will be on the twin flame journey, but they've just been so massive, like because that's what I'm being honest. Like I have met people where people have just been so massively hurt that they've shut off, like, you know what I mean, and they've shut down. But it's because you see a lot of the men and women I meet are actually the masculine energy, so it is quite painful for me that a lot of the time, online and in person, when I meet people in that energy, it's about me helping you. If this is, you know, because that'll be some of you watching this and you'll be like, oh, I think, you know, that'll help me. It's like to start being open to love again, you know, like to loving yourself, I mean. And then that can actually start to bring around you thinking about that person again in a fond way. Like what I always say to people, it's like, you know, it's kind of like hypnotherapy, really. It's like, or like NLP stuff, is that like desensitization, I can never say it, but you know what I mean, like start small. Like if you spent a long time, like, I don't like the word hate, but like hating this person or something because you feel like they done all this stuff to you, then just like start by loving yourself, you know, and like giving yourself more care. And this is specific for some people, and I can think quite a few people that I'll speak to that I've worked with, like, you know, turning that love on you, like, you know, giving yourself that care and love that you need. And actually, because now I'm thinking, they're just speaking to me about like there was someone that I spoke to, I don't know, a while ago, and they basically mentioned that they'd had this like dream, and they're like their twin flame was in their dream, And when I'd said, like, you know, this is anonymous, but just in case the person that I'm talking about watches this, like, you know, it is, I'm not saying anything that's too juicy, like this could be anyone, but it was just, it was lovely because it was like, because I was aware of the situation and I was like, oh, and how did it feel, like, you know, that he was in your dream? And this person was just like, oh, it was just really happy, like it was really nice, like, you know, I mean, that wasn't the, I'm not using the person, it wasn't the person's exact words, but it was something around, like, you know, it was just a feeling of joy. And even that, and I was like, well, you know what, like, even if that's all that happens, and the fact that you've went from not wanting to think about this person or like feeling, you know, anger towards them or upset, to them popping up in your dream and it was happy, you know, that was a big, it just depends on what it is for you. That was a big shift in that person's life. um like, you know, whether you call it a mindset shift or, you know, and it's because it's kind of along the lines of like forgiving as well, like you don't need to, like, because although like what I'm talking about, that is actually true twin flame, so that person knows that I'm always holding space for miracles and being like basically being open to a conversation should the person want to ever do that. But it's just some people I talk to, it's like, you know, especially people that are a bit older than me and stuff, it can sometimes seem like that's not gonna happen, but you just never know. So I always just say, like, just, you know, those of you that are whatever age you are, you know, whether you're younger than me, ages of me, older than me, however long you've been on the journey, just like be open to miracles, because I've seen it happen with people that are like, oh no, you know, this and that, and it's nothing good, and it's just like I said, if you truly do connect with being on the twin flame journey, yeah, I know it's boring, I know people get bored of hearing it, but it is true. You have to love yourself. Start somewhere, like start now. It's not too late. Um, and start to, you know, pull yourself away from the codependency, because now I'm like, how did I even get onto this? So, but it is because of this, and that was just me sort of saying, it's like, it is sad when friendships break down, or there's like, you know, family drama and like whatever, or like, you know, or you thought you were in a happy marriage or a happy connection, and like you know, the tower comes and hits. But it's kind of like, it's when you take back your power and you actually find your true self, you can you know, you can rebuild friendships. You can, you know, where depending on what happened, why things are breaking down, you can rebuild your relationships, your family back even stronger, like more honest, more healed. And when it comes to like romantic relationships, well, ones that break down, like our karmic ones, they weren't meant to last forever. And again, I have to stress, like, karmic isn't bad. You know, that's why in the past life deck you've got karmic relationship, and it's actually like a couple that are in love. You know what I mean? It's just something that's not meant to last forever. Um, so you know, you can have happy times with a karmic partner, and it's not always these dramatic ones that people are fucking with your head and cheating on you and whatever else, or friends are like, you know, not who they say they are and stabbing you in the back, and whoever else, you know, it's not always that stuff, but it's just with the people that I attract and how it is majority of the time. Yeah, but that's just, yeah, because I was born with my soul's blueprint, all that Scorpio, to be able to see it, the clear vision. Let's get back to this. That's why I like, that's why it's crystal clear visions. What can I say? So let's read that again. Be discerning. Use your innate psychic ability to help you understand the people and situations in your life. Don't be afraid to walk away from what doesn't serve you now. Cherish those with whom you resonate. And I just think they've made me speak about these weather, you know, catastrophic, apocalyptic weather experiences that are just, you know, seem just never ending. And I do believe, yeah, I do believe it will get worse. I just, sorry, it's just a fact. It's like shit the Bible. My throat just got stuck there too. Because I just think that's the energy is not wanting me, you know, talk about this, but we have to. Yeah, basically, you know, I don't know if you can see clear vision, but I'm going to trust that you can see. But for the people that maybe don't get what I'm getting at here, is it's putting things into perspective. When either things are happening to your actual internal world or your external world, like in your, like, sometimes shit like that has to shake up so you can see who really has your back and what really matters. That's why I titled that video the other day, when the shit hits the van. When the shit hits the van. Fucking hell, that's going to be significant to someone, but when sorry, I laugh. Fucking hell. When the shit, I mean, you just, that could be like, that actually could be like in weather, when like things are flying about and shit is literally hitting a van. Anyway, God. Anyway, when the shit hits the fan, rather, who's really there for you? Who's got your back? You do find out who has got your back in these times. And, you know, to go to extremes in the places where it's extreme weather and you're having to flee for your life. You know what I'm saying? It's not everyone's in that position, but like I said that to you, I was talking about something else, but it's like, you know, you got to stay humble, because I just looked at 55555, because you just don't know what's around the corner. And I'm always aware of that. But that is because, like I said, I am a dark night of the soul teacher, and I was in my dark night of the soul for a long time. And you know, so long that I never ever forget it, and that's what makes me a fucking brilliant teacher. This, having a lot of empathy and patience for people, because I just like to stress that I was actually helping people through their dark night. So when I had literally just got out of mine, like I'm talking like literally just got out of mine, which I wouldn't advise, you know, everyone to do, because unless, you know, yeah, it's just everyone's got a different calling. I'm just a bit of a badass in that way, but it's kind of like, you know, make sure, yeah, you've got the strength and the energy and you can handle it. But like, yeah, I did, and like I said, I'm really proud of it, because a lot of the people that I helped through their dark night of the soul, like probably like 8-9 years ago, are people that are helping others, like loads of other people. So, you know, it was because they were needed. Like they were needed to help other people in different parts of the world. Because when I'm thinking about it, it was people that are way on the other side of the world from me and stuff. Yes, right. So, in the Gnostic Gospels, Mary Magdalene is described as having olive skin and entrancing green eyes. It was hard for people to keep her gaze as it pierced their souls in an all-knowing way. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, and other forms of telepathy often emerge at an early age. That is so fucking weird that I was talking about telepathy in this. And this is talking about, again, God speaking through me. Fucking hell. Mary Magdalene in this case. Mary Magdalene was aware of her future husband's existence. Ah, right, interesting. Yeah, so her parents were wealthy merchants and hoped her looks would be an advantage in marrying her to a wealthy gentleman. Oh, there's stuff about wealthy when I've just been talking about. It's like, oh fuck, there's too many synchronicities. This was not to be, as Mary knew her destiny would take her elsewhere. She would marry Yeshua, be part of his inner mystery school, take the profound knowledge and techniques of psychic healing she learned from him to teach children and bring the bloodline of King David to other shores. Her ancestral line would flow through the monarchs of Europe until deliberately scattered by the Inquisition. Beware of the influence of others. They may have agendas of their own. Only you can determine your destiny. Ask the question and the higher self will provide the answer in a form you will recognize. Perhaps it will be an oracle reading like this one, or through visions or recurring symbols. You will know. Wow. Oh wow. And as I said that, and my headache's gone, by the way. So see, I mean, that's how it works for me as the divine channel. Like when I've got a headache like that or something, like I know when it's not mine and I know when it is. And basically, like I've said this before, but I'm saying it again. don't ever worry about me in that way, because that's why, like I said, like that's why I'm taking a couple of weeks while the sun is in my 12th house to really protect my energy. But basically, if I powered through and was doing a video every day during that, like, nah, I wouldn't be. That's not a good idea. Like, I just know myself really well. Whereas you see some other people will that do similar to me, and that's when I can, that's what I've observed sometimes online, where people are pushing themselves when they shouldn't be. Like, that's why I love astrology. But yeah, like, I know that when I channel out the energy, it'll go, because it's not mine. And even when it is mine, it'll go, because I get ill. If I don't share the healing, I get ill. And there was times in my life when I wasn't sharing the healing enough, and I was always ill with something, and it was because of that. And now I'm rarely ever ill. Like, I get tired, I get very tired. But that's just something, that's just what I've got to deal with. But even then, you see me, there's other times I've got loads of energy, but when I'm tired, I'm really tired, you know what I mean? And I do need to rest. So, wow, powerful, very powerful. Right, I don't know if we don't need one, but let's, because, oh my god, I can't believe it's already 5 o'clock, I've got stuff to do. Right. What shadows and light card do we need? So I feel the next few videos that you're going to see, well, it depends. They might be the ones that I'm filming for. Oh, I don't know. Fuck knows. I'm just going to see. What are we on? Yeah, I'll need to film it. Like, I'll need to do it like. Can't really, tomorrow's out, but yeah, Thursday, Friday I'll need to catch up with. Yeah, basically I'm only going to film things today, Thursday and Friday, and whatever I haven't done, because as far as I'm concerned, once we get to this 1010 portal, which is Thursday, I will film things on Friday, but I'm winding down. The 1010 portal, I'm guided to. Sometimes I would do things like, I would do a group Zoom or something, or I would offer something, but I'm not guided to do that. I have to spend that like going in, doing something for me. Right. So you might be the same, you might be guided to, like, I think I might just be still and I don't know, or just like, just have a date myself. That's what I feel I want to do. Interesting. Apologising and grudge. So if you weren't aware, I done all the star signs on the new moon, so you might want to go back and watch that. And do you know what I'm just noticing, right? This is how amazing timeless readings are, right? That the ones I done, I mean, it feels like 2 Christmases ago, but it was just last Christmas. Last Christmas, I gave you my... But, yeah, the ones I filmed last December, some of those titles, I feel that could be now for some people. Just when I was noticing what some of the titles were, when I was looking for another video. But yeah, see yourself, like, oh my god. And I'm only talking about, like, if you feel like you're at a certain bit of the journey and some of these titles are sticking out at you, you never know what might be yours. Don't be fooled by, the Aries, Pisces, Taurus, whatever, like, any of them could be yours. So just ignore the sign and look at the title. And let me know, either put on the video or email me or something. I'd be interested to know, but I was just getting the feeling that some of them were going to be for people now. It might be easier to hold a grudge towards someone you had a fight with, rather than take responsibility for and own your part in contributing to the disagreement. You might have an inner battle of wanting to resolve the situation but hesitating to bring up the apology. There's often an internal push and pull, like twin flames. You want to resolve it, but don't want to be the one taking the first step. It feels scary, humiliating, and maybe even daunting. And that's the thing, I don't know who this came up. This might have actually come up for Aries for some reason, I feel. think it was Aries, but it might have been another one. But wherever I read this, because I think I read it a few times and throughout the signs, that's why, you know what I mean, whatever it is you've had an argument with someone about, but this specifically does feel like twin flames together. Remember that, how much it takes for somebody to actually approach you. And again, like, I know that there are some circumstances, because I know that some of you will be like, yeah, but you don't know what they done and all that, and it's true. And again, I've had situations like that too, where like, look, you know, like, I make it clear all the time, I wish people nothing but love and peace and happiness in their life, but it's yeah, it's just I've been in a certain way in my life and place. Basically, what am I trying to say? Like, I've been living my life this way for quite a while now, with with not anybody coming towards me, or like very minimal effort, or so, like, you know, it's not I can give people forgiveness from afar, basically. I don't, like, it's, and look at that card that just came out, like, that's just, you know what I mean? People have got agendas, so, you know, that's just the way that I see it. But I'm always open to hear from my twin flame, so I'm sure that some of you would be the same as well. Apologising is often seen as something weak, but it isn't really, isn't it? But isn't it really the ultimate strength? Apologising and taking responsibility for your actions is hard, and therefore a sign of true strength. Being willing to let go of your ego and trying to be better at showing the other person how strong you are, and that you value your relationship more than this disagreement. If you can find the strength to push away the feelings of resentment, you can soften and make the relationship blossom again. Be courageous and own your mistake, and you might find that the other person was feeling the same way, wanting to reach out to you but struggling to admit fault first. My God, like, this is what I mean. See, with songs and films, like, and again, remember, I didn't get a lot of sleep, but my eyes have started filling up with tears. But it was because they flashed up they flashed up the after. Like, and again, you know, again, like, people are like, oh fuck, she's talking about it again, it's not even a Scorpio moon. But I mean, I can't fucking help it. Like, they are my favourite films. I only watched them last year. They went right to the top. They are my favourite. But it's specifically, I'm just trying to think, it kind of ruins it if you haven't seen them. I'm not sort of saying when throughout the films it is, but it's specifically a scene that I'm seeing where they've been apart for, like, because remember, these were a series of books too, so it'd be interesting if people were book lovers and then they watched them. Like, it's interesting when I've seen some of the shorts and stuff and people are like, oh, I don't know, they portrayed that character really great, or they didn't, or whatever. It's like people say that about 50 Shades of Grey and stuff as well. But yeah, it's lovely, because I'm just trying to think what they say. Basically he apologises for something. I'm just going to say something so it doesn't ruin it for the people that haven't seen it. He apologises for something, and then she is like, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, because I think when I watched that, that's when I felt like, because when you're watching that, a lot of it actually does feel like she's the feminine and he's the masculine, right? If you're connecting it with twin flames, and that is like a twin flame story. But in that instance, in that scene, it seems like she's in the masculine energy and actually he's now in the feminine, because he's like, I'm sorry for what I did. I know now the way I should have went about it. And she's like, you know, thank you. Oh, yeah, that's why they're showing me that. Yeah, you know, thank you, basically, and then she's like, I'm really proud of you. And also, it's interesting because she's like, I'm really proud of you, because she's saying she's really proud of him for actually what she'd fallen out with her. And at this point, they haven't spoke for, it's something like 18 months or 2 years, or it's either just over 2 years or just under 2 years. It's something like that. And again, I'm not telling you mine because it was during the films. And then I had to rewind it several times when I, like, I think I just went cockeyed. When I watched it the first time, I was like, what? And then, and I don't know, I think the first time I was just crying that much, I didn't really sort of take it in. I was just wanting to see, like, what was about to happen. And then, but the next time I watched it, I did rewind it, and it was that she was like, I'm sorry for shutting you out. That's what she said. I'm sorry for shutting you out, or I'm sorry for pushing you away, something like that. And it's really emotional when you saw all the rest of the films. Oh God, so well, yeah. Anyway, I'm kind. Do you know what? Whatever. Like, I've spoke 5% battery. We've not got time for this, and that is because there's 5 films, so it's in the last one. So I don't know. Spoiler alert. And yeah, and then that's, oh my God, did I not quote this when it is? It wasn't last night when I couldn't sleep. It was in the comments of yesterday's video though. I actually quoted that. That's when she says we're inevitable, and she kind of whispers it, so you're like, what the fuck did she say? But she's like, we're inevitable. So I think I'm gonna leave it on that dramatic note. Did I read all of this? Yeah, if you can find the strength to push away the feelings of resentment, you can soften and make the relationship blossom again. And it's just when you're watching the film, you're like, fucking hell, guys, could you not have just done that a bit sooner? Do you know what I mean? But the point is like, no, because if they hadn't have spent that time apart, they wouldn't have healed from the codependency that they had on each other. So you'll need to see it. There might be something significant about the 1st of November, which is All Saints Day. That's really interesting because that's actually when I will rise again like the phoenix, like, so energy wise. Or so the theory goes. And the reason I'm saying that is because all the previous years, apart from the past few years, well, actually, I think it's the past 4 years to be specific, I was always like really, really ill around that time. And it's because the sun was in my 12th house. And I would have been going out getting pished in that at Christmas nights out and well, maybe not Christmas nights out. But do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have been aware of needing to take care of my energy. Whereas now that doesn't happen. Anyway, so these are things I can talk about more in a personal session. Be courageous and own your mistake, and you might find that the other person was feeling the same way, wanting to reach out to you, but struggling to admit fault first. Yeah, and that's totally, it's not quite that anyway, but it's illustrate the point. We often think of apologising as giving up or surrendering, and that apologising makes the other person right, but does it really? Saying I'm sorry that I did this and said that is not saying what they did is okay. It only shows that you have good intentions and want to resolve the conflict. They might still be at fault even if you also were. A fight or a disagreement between two or more people is rarely only one person's fault, and that's the truth. Usually when there's something to say sorry about, it's like going both ways. This card wants to help you soften the grudges you might be holding and see your relationships flourish by helping you to find your own inner strength to admit fault. And that's why I always just sort of buffer that with, some people can sort of twist that into being a bit like toxic positivity, kind of like, let's just put everything in the past, and we've known each other for ages, or what's another one, or we're family, or I'm your best friend, or all those last few things kind of don't matter if there's been huge letdowns and huge betrayals, so that's for those ones, just kind of things where it's like you absolutely categorically would not leave somebody when they needed you most, but they done that to you. These kind of situations that I can understand why, you wouldn't want those same people back in your life, because I don't, where that's happened to me many a time, basically. But like I always say, on the twin flame journey, it's not quite the same thing, because you're going through an alchemical process. And if that's even happened to you in that way, like when your twin can act cold or aloof, or I don't know, like a stranger or whatever, or those of you that have more contact, perceiving it as being horribly or whatever, they're not getting it. Like, they don't get what you are to each other, and they can in some extreme cases they can actually think that you're the enemy or something, because so many people have warped their minds to think that. And you know, that's where nobody should really judge, because you don't know why some people would believe that. You don't know, like with sessions that I've done, I've had people where people's minds have been warped from a small child. So it wouldn't be that unbelievable that that would be the case. So praying for anybody that that sort of speaks to, because it's not everyone, but I'm just letting you know it is some. I'm strong enough to admit my weakness as affirmation, and it says write an apology letter to someone that you've let down. You don't have to give them the letter or message yet. Just use this as practice, and perhaps with time it will feel easier to apologise when you do something wrong. The letter needs to include what you want to apologise for, what you did wrong, and ask for forgiveness. And like I said, in these extreme cases, whether you are the person that you feel you done something wrong, but you just can gauge that, yeah, this person's not wanting to hear from me, or they've actually said they don't, and you need to respect people's boundaries if that is the case. Sometimes these things can change, sometimes they won't. Maybe you know for your situation. You know, do it and send them love and wish them well. And because, like I said, that's what I do. If anyone in my life that there's been things like that, like I genuinely do mean that. I want anybody that's ever crossed my path, basically, whether